Welcome back, everyone, to iCCup StarCraft TV. I'll be your host and caster, iCCup Fitz here. And let's introduce our players here, spawning in the top left-hand corner for Team AoV. It'll be Eunji. I believe he is a Korean, but apparently he doesn't know how to wall in his current position as Protoss in this Terran, in this Protoss versus Zerg. And in the bottom left-hand corner, as our Zerg player, it will be none other than Ace from Insanity Without Limits right here. And I'm looking forward to this. Now, this last game was from set 1, set 2, game 2. This one is from set 3, game 1. I don't actually update the score, though, because I don't remember. But, yeah, this was another recommended game, according to myself. So we'll see how this game will progress in another Protoss versus Zerg. Looking a little excited for it. Also, for content coming up, you know, I wanna still try to keep those recommended games going on from like TSO. Those are always kind of fun. You know, it changes up a bit. Maybe they're a little bit more old school builds, even though I may not, know them. Maybe you guys do as the viewer. Who knows? But I think I want to try to keep that going Monday through Friday at least. I mean, it is only a cast, but when I'm adding in about another hour or so of Clan League casts, it can be a little bit overbearing per night. But regardless, looks like we're going to have a Forge FE coming out of Protoss. They're going to be opting to go for that 10 pool, and we'll see what he will decide. He is still continuing to drone up right here, so I guess he's just playing a little bit extra safe. I would expect, unless we see a gas coming out like now, I would expect a probably 6 links, and then just gonna go into just trying to punish Forge FE, and then probably just gonna go into a macro game from there. But we shall see what this will progress into, of course, and such. Now, getting back to content-wise, me and Gecko, the head admin of the admins, we're gonna try to get the Clan League playoff finals casted, and they will be live casted, stream casted first. Gotta be a bit interesting because it does take about 4 or 5 minutes to actually get everything properly set up for each cast on this computer, but it will be fun regardless. And gonna actually now Protoss does see that they did see the early pool, so in reaction has thrown down the double cannon, and he should be safe. If he threw down one cannon, he'd have to pull the probes, and I don't know what's better or worse, but definitely pulling probes in time is definitely harder. It's more micro intensive to have that happen right here. Now, how many links are actually going to be coming out right here? We do have a pair of links, and it looks like that's actually it. Not actually fully going into that. Now, that's interesting. Some mind games going on here. Did decide to go for the 10 pool, and did force the double cannon, and it did not get canceled. So it did lose 150 minerals just from that early on. Loving the mind games going on about this Brood War action. Always fun to have happen. Unfortunately, I'm so bad I can't even execute shit, so, there's that. Speed, mouse scroll, we need to lower that, so you can be nice and slow and nice and action happening right here. Get some action shots going here. Now, with the because of the Forge FEs, it does want to get up that third base right here. I'm going to be just going into a standard macro game from here, or so it seems like on Fighting Spirit. Of course, I'm not a super happy fan of Fighting Spirit. I do not like casting it, and Zerg versus Protoss and Terran versus Protoss are not really my favorite matchups to cast on this map, but Fighting Spirit does have its fair share of games, and decent ones at that, and hopefully we're not going to have just a pretty generic PvZ coming up our way. Now, we do have the layer being started up for Zerg right here, and the Nexus for Protoss has just finished, and looks like he's going to be throwing his Cybercore at the top left-hand corner, and then probably follow into his getting up the Bisu build, and going to be getting up his Corsair. But of course, there's variation in that in itself. Going to go for the +1 Corsair maybe. Could also very well just throw down a Citadel, just try to throw down 3-4 gateways, and then try to Zealot rush. Of course, that's always an option as well. There's a lot of variations for Protoss to go on from here, and we'll just see what his tech route does give us. And giving up his gas right now. So, how are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are having a great time. Because I'm casting some Brood War. I got a new computer. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Yeah. So iCCup, man, you know, also guys, you know, feel free to tell us what you guys want for content as well. I mean, we have to be realistic, but in terms of my time commitment, because I have other hobbies and such. But I mean, if there's a certain kind of content you want to have happen, I mean, I'm more than glad to try my best to do it. And these links, though, trying to get in here. So, you know, comment below. See what we can do for content like that, or do you guys just like these videos I'm making out right here? Going for those recommended VODs. I think that's the best way to do it. Gecko wants me to do the, if we're talking about Clan League, that cast. He wants me to actually cast the entire set, which is fine. I personally would prefer to do recommended games. I think it makes it more pleasurable for you guys, so you don't have to go through and watch 10 different games. But that maybe not that aren't so good. But anyway, these links are actually going to get a surround on the goon right here. That's a nice kill right here. Might even be able to get both zealots right here. Got to be actually getting a complete surround on one zealot. But very nice micro coming out of Eunji, and Eunji will actually get out of there with pretty minimalistic losses in terms of, you know, the damage being done right there. I mean, very cost-effective units right here. It micros them very beautifully. This Corsair has just popped out of the Stargate right here. And Protoss, what's he looking like he's going to be going for? Throwing down Temple Archive. So this is actually going for the +1 Corsair right here, but not going to be going up with the double Stargate, though. Just going to be going up with a single Stargate with +1, and we'll see what these Corsair can do. Zerg, on the other hand, is going to be going for that Hydrogen being thrown down right here. I'd expect a 5th hatchery being thrown down, and that is the case. He's constantly training up to this point, so, you know, both players powering up pretty heavily at this time. And the Corsair is going to be making his way down to the base right here. Scourge are out right here. Will the Scourge connect? And we'll see if the micro is going to be good enough. Now he will retreat to his base, though. The cannon over on the main base, which warps in always right here for some odd reason, to kill off the Scourge. I don't know why it's there, and this pair of Scourge are also desperately trying to get onto that Corsair right there. I'm wondering, it doesn't look like it didn't even look like the Scourge even hit, though, as there were 2 cannons here. I'm sorry. And it looks like that Scourge, one of them has connected so far. It will be scouting this location, though, so actually making use of this Corsair and keeping it moving, just to get that scouting information. You know, that's a sign of a decent player. I definitely wouldn't do that. I would just throw it away and just be like, eh, Scourge chasing it. And again, we're going to see a muteless transition, actually. Maybe this is the reason why I chose him, because it was it wasn't just standard 5-hatch Hydra. But that's so interesting, though, because he's actually going... If I recall, Zerg can always supplement up to 4 hatches of muteless off of 3 bases, if I'm correct. But he's off of 5 hatcheries, and he's not even making... he's getting Hydra upgrades, but he's not even making Hydra right here. So this is actually going to be very interesting coming up right here. But he has shown this, that Zealot has confirmed that there will be muteless on the way. Will we see more cannons? Yes, we do see another cannon being thrown down in the mineral line. What about the main base? Yes, we see an additional one. He feels confident with those few, but there are 8 muteless coming down right here, and if they volley, I believe 2 volleys should be able to kill that off. Oh, no, I'm thinking of 12, and I'm thinking of turrets like that. So, but keep in mind that there are 3 Corsair right here, and muteless do tend to have the ability to stack up pretty horrifically when it comes in contact with, I don't know, 4 Corsair with +1. That's a little disastrous. I don't think that was the best game plan for Zerg to go muteless with the +1 Corsair, but hey, he may have not known what was coming his way, and those will get deflected away. Didn't lose any muteless on the retreat, though, which is very, very nice. But now the question becomes, what can he do with these muteless now? He should be able to delay that 3rd base for quite some time if he can continue to do that. But as you noticed, he is bringing the Archon with him and the Corsair up here to make sure that he can secure that base right here. But muteless are coming up right here. That's a lot of Scourge right here. But again, that Archon almost just as deadly as the Corsair. Protoss has a pretty has a much easier time to deal with muteless than what Terran does, because of Storm, because of Archon, because of Corsair. They just do so well against them. I'm going for a pretty late Overlord speed, and he did do that because he got up the Spire a bit quicker. But he does have a couple of Hydras right here. Now the question is, how can he defend this push? No, it looks like he's feigning that push right here, being a little bit indecisive right here. I bet he could have done a lot of damage with that push earlier on. But now Zerg's around the map right here. Now he's not going to be contained because Protoss could set up a really, really nice contain right there, if I'm not mistaken right here, as Karen. Oh, the Corsair come barreling in right here. Will they and Scourge connect right here? One Corsair will go down of 7, excuse me. And all the Hydras are going to be retreating, so he doesn't lose all of his Overlords in this very, very awesome run-by-ish, flyby, I guess we could call it. This flyby of epic proportion, killing up a lot of Overlords, getting up Lurker aspect right now. There's a lot of Hydras right here with the cautiously using the Mutalisk right here, and keeping them behind the Hydralisk right here. Now there are 4 Corsairs left over, so 2 did get sniped off in that engagement right here. Looks like Protoss is desperately trying to get up that 3rd base right here. Can he get that up? It's going to be a little bit of an awkward time as Protoss, as Zerg is pushing out off this 3-base timing, and going to be securing his 4th base in the bottom right-hand corner. This is a pretty scary army, to be honest, right here. And this is what happens when Zerg plays, I'd say a bit smarter. It conserves his Hydra count to the point where he gets a massive number of them, and then Storm doesn't look as bad. Oh, but oh my god, the shots off of those Beetles, and taking an Archon shot, maybe 2. That's gonna hurt. Lurkers are now morphing in on this ramp location. Does he have Observer's Tech? I don't know. And we shall see, of course, what will happen right here. Desperately trying to get up here. These Zealots are trying to get in here, but look at that beautiful play. Putting the Lurker's Eggs on the middle of the map, on the middle of the ramp right here, so the Zealots cannot get their ways down to the Hydras right here. But Night Storm claiming 6 Hydra lives right here. But the Storm again is almost nearly perfect. He's gonna kill off the eggs and gonna kill off the Hydras right here. That scary Hydra force is now dwindled, and now he has Lurkers out. But does he have obs? It doesn't look like he has obs. No robo, no nothing. No, he has a robo. Actually, he has an observatory somewhere, but he is making one. It's about a quarter of the way done right now. 25%, probably around 45% done now. DT's coming across the map down to this bottom right-hand base, but there is a Spore, so these DTs will facepalm when they meet their demise. Desperately trying to get up the Storms right here. Wasting Storms, though, keep in mind, to kill off 1 Lurker at a time, and that's beautiful. That's how you kill off Protoss. You make them, when you find them without their Observer Tech, you make a burn off Storm, so then you can go in with their Hydra army and do a lot of damage to that Gateway army, and this is slowly coming up right here. Very fantastic stuff. And he's just slowly progressively getting up here. Does he have Storm? No, it doesn't look like he has any Storm left over. Just mainly Zealot, and this is perfect. I love this slow push coming out of him. But where is the Observer? The Observer's coming in here. Protoss is going to be trying to engage us again, but Hydras are going to be coming in there to buff and tank some of the damage in the high. And the Observer gets sniped off with the excellent Overlord placement. Surprisingly, does not get sniped off and is not in range from the unpowered cannon. Or rather, the cannon is unpowered. I am silly. The DTs haven't been able to find that base. It looks like they did see that and did take a little bit of damage, but are not be able to do any kind of damage that they hope to do so. Hydra's trying to come in here, trying to continue to be aggressive right here. But keep in mind, guys, Zerg is getting off of 4 bases compared to Protoss's 2. This is awesome stuff. If you're a Zerg player, this is something that I've never seen. Very creative on Fighting Spirit. Hydra's coming back in here. This is mainly Goons right here, which are weak against Hydras, but are very strong against Lurkers if they can see them, of course. But again, the Observer gets sniped off. If I believe I heard that the dying effect of an Observer right here. No, it's right there. There still is an Observer here. No Hydras to kill that off right now. I'm trying to keep my eye on that. But the Observer, interesting stuff right here. Going to be hitting that cannon right now. But don't really know what purpose that is, but it did display detection right here. What is that's a lot of Hydras following up from this push, guys. Intense stuff going down right here. And that's a lot of Hydras. That Observer is out in the open. He has 2 Observers. Will he snipe both? The Overlord is getting in position. He's got to snipe off 1. Will he get the second one? The 2 more Observers are on the south part of this army right here, which means the back part of this army, the north part of this army, is in a lot of trouble from the Lurkers and Hydralisks right here. And Protoss is kind of wondering what can he do, and he's decided I'm going to go counter push, and we'll see if this will do enough damage. I've seen games just be won from Protoss to bring down the natural expansion of Zerg, even if the Zerg was way ahead. But Zerg in this position is looking at almost equal supply of the Protoss right here. Absolutely insane. This ball is a little bit of a It's going to be a little bit rough right here, and a little bit of a pathing issue, right, coming out of there from unburrowed lurkers, which will delay that army a little bit significantly. I'm trying to get it back into position right here. These lurkers may get cut off right here. Not a lot of the mutalisks are even... The mutalisks aren't doing anything, but the Hydras are kind of just coming in one by one, getting sniped off right here. And the Zerg army needs to come all at once. It needs to come in at an arc to kill off the Protoss army effectively and swiftly and quickly. And it looks like a Knight's Canal is coming up right here with the 4th base. What tech has he come up with right here? It looks like he is doing a DT drop happening in the main base right here. We'll see what that will do. He is up with Hive Tech, so we'll see what he does decide to go for the Hive Tech. And the DTs are going to be slicing away at this bottom right-hand base. At the same time, it looks like we do have Lynx trying to get in position to deal with this Protoss army, but at the same time, he's losing his whole bottom right-hand base with these 3 hatcheries worth, and that's going to suck, making a whole lot of Lynx, and these DTs will get cleaned up at the same time right here, but he still has no answer currently to... Ace still has no answer to this army right now. Just doesn't... I don't really see a whole lot of an army. I take that back. Look at this natural. Look at the natural. That's a lot of units, and he's going to have even more. Look at the map. My God, he was just hiding his army from us, and he's going to try to engage right here. Here comes the heart of the swarm. Get it? Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. You get it. But anyway, Zerg, the swarm has arrived. He doesn't even need Dark Shore, but he's going to try to take off this base. They're going to be target firing that Nexus right here. The last cannon does go down. The probe transfer trying to come in here, I believe. He may try to go back in here. What's the Zerg going to try to do? Is he going to try to continue pressuring right here? But it looks like continuing to lock down that 12 o'clock position from Protoss. Protoss has defended this base pretty well. Has taken some armor damage onto the Nexus, though, unfortunately. And Zerg looks like he has started to clean up the DTs in the main base right here. And that poor DT instantly getting surrounded by 8 Lings right here. And these guys are on patrol, it looks like, and he can just drone up and and that's what he's got to do. He's going to have 9 drones. That base is going to be freshly available, have his economy back up and running, and that's what Zerg wants to have happen. That 4 base, Zerg is absolutely impeccable, especially when you can get Ultralists or Defilers or even both. Zerg can get crazy good late game, and this is what I like to see. I like to see Zergs winning in Protoss versus Zerg. I feel like the games I do cast, generally Zerg doesn't win in these scenarios, but here comes the swarm. No, that's just Lings. Okay. I see white moving. I'm like, yes, some more action happening on screen. Yes. Fantastic. All right. Protoss going to be killing out these stray Lings right here. But it looks like Zerg's going to be repositioning his army, probably hotkeying to 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6, all the way up to 9 or 0A. And that will determine the game if Zerg can kill this off. And to be honest, he's gonna be able to raffle stomp over this army. He has maybe 4 storms available, but that's not gonna be enough to sweep. That's not gonna have enough surface area, even if they're perfect storms to kill off this massive army. He has another massive army back down here. This army's amazing. Oh, look at this beautiful play, attacking at 2 locations at once. Protoss is gonna be spread a bit thin right here. This 9 o'clock is going to be in a lot of trouble. Nice storm going down right here, killing off a lot of Lings, trying to come up the ramp right here. Lurkers are going to be barring right here. Lurkers are the best at killing off. Oh, but that mineral line could get killed off. Doesn't look like he's going to be target fighting that base right down. It looks like that army at the 12 o'clock did get cleaned up right here, but the swarm has come over here, killing off the 9 o'clock. GG from Eunji, or Emunja, or whatever, the Eunji, or I don't even know what I was saying. The point is, great game, great Protoss versus Zerg, great game. One of the few games that was actually entertaining on Fighting Spirit, in my opinion. Great, and that's what Clan League offers us, some amazing games. And we'll get into our last amazing game of the night. As I am a bit tired, I am a little bit exhausted from today, but we will do one more cast because I love you guys so much. iCCup Fits signing out. Let's get back for another cast momentarily, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast, and if you liked it, why don't you give us a like button? If you really liked it, if you loved it, give us a subscription. Whatever, guys. iCCup Fits signing out. Peace.